Welcome everyone. Now in this video we want to talk about how we can calculate the amount of risks we're using in a trade. How much risk are we using in a trade? So that's what we want to understand, like how to know or calculate the amount of risks we're using in a trade. So this is what we want to learn in this video. Okay, so this account has an equity of 100,000 USD, 100,000 USD, 104,000 as it were, but let's assume it's 100,000 USD. So now, assuming this account's equity is 100,000 USD, and I want to know, I want to be able to calculate my risks. For instance, let's say I want to open a sell trade, and I want to know what my risks will be, or you want to be able to calculate your risks for the trade you're opening. This is how to do it. USD pair, especially the Euro USD, one lot size in the Euro USD is $10 for every pip. Every pip, you're saying that the price has 5 digits. The pip is the digit in the four decimal place. So the fourth decimal is the pip, the last one is the pipette. So when it moves one pip low or high, the worth is what? $10 if you're using a standard lot, that is one lot size. So that is it. Now that we've known that, which lot size should I be using and where is my stop loss, that will help to determine the lot size I'll be using. We'll understand all these things, just follow through as we are explaining them. Okay, so let's start with the trade, the stop loss. Now if I want to place a trade now, and I know that probably I want to risk only 1% of this account, 1% of this account, and 100k, 1% in 100k is $1,000. I want to risk $1,000. Now I know that it's only $1,000 I want to risk. It means if I'm using a standard lot, which is one lot size, if I'm using one lot size, my stop loss must be 100 pips. We said one lot size, one pip is $10. I want to risk only $1,000. So if one pip is $10, that means 100 pips is $1,000. But if after analysis and calculations I see that I don't need the stop loss to be as far as 100 pips, probably my stop loss is in a reasonable position, even though it is only 30 pips above or below the opening price, depending on the direction of my trade. So now this is a sell order. It means my stop loss will be above the opening price. And if I think that okay, it is reasonable my stop loss to be just 30 pips, if after analysis I see that I don't need to keep the stop loss as far as 100 pips away from the opening price, maybe just 30 pips is okay, then it means that I can increase my lot size. My lot size does not necessarily need to be one lot size. I know that if my stop loss is 100 pips, like we said, the lot size must be 1, because I said I want to risk only 1% of my equity. But now that I have seen that okay, I want to place the stop loss only 30 pips above the opening price, what should be the lot size? The lot size would then be 100 divided by 30. 100 divided by 30 times 1, and 100 divided by 30 is 3.3. So it means if I use 3.3 lot size, my stop loss must be placed only 30 pips above the opening price, since I am selling. So now if my stop loss is 30 pips, I am still risking, even though I'm using 3.3 lot size, I'm still risking only 1% of my capital, which is just 1,000 USD from the 100,000 USD. So if I want to put my stop loss just 20 pips above the opening price, since I am selling, what would be the lot size I can use. 100 divided by 20, 5. 5 times 1 is what? 5. And so 5 lot size is what I can still use. If I know that I want to place the stop loss only 20 pips above the opening price, then I can still use 5 lot size. But if I want to risk 2% of my trade, if I want to risk 2% of my trade and my stop loss is just 20 pips, I can use 10 lot size. Hope you understand this. So if my account equity is $100 and I want to risk only 1% of that equity, it means that I am only going to risk $1 because $1 is 1% of $100. That means I can't use a standard loss, because a standard loss, which is just one which only one pip movement in a standard lot is $10. So it means only one pip against me would make me lose 10% of my capital, assuming I have $100 equity. So it means I can't use a standard lot. Now, how do I know how much I'm risking in a $100 account? This is what we want to explain too. If one pip in a standard lot is $10, it means 0.1 lot size, one pip would be $1. You see now, there's 0.01, which is a micro lot. 0.01 lot size, one pip will be 10 cents. One pip will be what? 10 cents. And if I want to risk only 1% of my trade, it means, since micro lot is the minimum lot size that can be used in Forex, 0.01 lot size is the minimum lot size that can be used to trade. This means that to risk only 1% of $100, my stop loss must be placed only, it must be placed only 10 pips above the opening price if I'm selling, or 10 pips below the opening price if I'm buying. My stop loss must be placed only 10 pips, because 10 cents, since we said 0.01 lot size is equal to 10 cents in a pip movement, it means that 10 pips will be $1, because 10 cents times 10 is $1. So it means, since one pip in a 0.01 lot size is 10 cents, my stop loss cannot be placed anywhere more than 10 pips from the opening price, as if I'm risking 1%. But sometimes I risk 2 or 3% of my capital. I never exceed 3% of my capital. So if you're going to risk 3% of your capital, for instance, it means you're still going to use 0.01 lot size, but your stop loss can be 30 pips above or below the opening price, depending on the direction of your trade. So this is how to calculate how much you are risking per trade. One standard lot size is equal to $10 in a pip movement. We've said that before. It's also around $10 in many USD pairs. Just one standard lot size, move one pip, is $10 in most USD pairs, around $10 most USD pairs. We'll be able to calculate this. There's also a software that can help you. It's called a FXTM pip calculator. It was designed by the FXTM broker. So just go to your browser, you go to fxtm.com, trading tools, after trading tools / trading calculator / pip calculator, and then you will be able, it will take you to this particular program website page. So this helps you to easily calculate your risks per trade, assuming, like I said, one pip, one lot size, it will be equal to $10 in the Euro USD pair. But now I want to my stop loss is 30 pips. That means if my stop loss is 30 pips and I'm using one lot size, it means I'm risking $300. If my stop loss is 100 pips. This is just to show you all we have explained, and I'm using one lot size. It means I'm risking $1,000. But if my stop loss is 30 pips, and I'm using 3.3, and I'm using 3.3 lot size, it means I'm still risking around $1,000. You see, if I'm using 5 lot size, and my stop loss is 20 pips, it means I'm still risking only $1,000. So that is how it is in most USD pairs. You have to know how much one pip value is. How much is the value of one pip? Then you know how many pips you want to place your stop loss, so that you know how much you are risking, and you know what a pip value is worth depending on the lot size you are using. So this is a standard lot size. One like this, is standard lot size. But assuming I'm using a 0.1 lot size, it means that the pip value is smaller than when I'm using a standard lot size. So these are all the things you calculate and put into consideration when you are calculating a percentage risk you are using on a trade. Thank you all. I hope you understand, and I bring you value in this video, and you subscribe and watch out for more video. Do not forget to click the like button and the notification bell. Bye for now.